While Mike, our illustrious leader, Keir Starmer, is out of the country, having set the dogs running over grooming gangs. What's he up to in Canada?
Well, he's committing carnage. Now, yesterday, as Brian says, Keir Starmer met with Mark Carney in Toronto, in the west of, in the mountains in the west of the country. Now, they began by discussing what they described as the grave situation in the Middle East. And they said that this was with a view to de-escalation. I think probably not. They claim to have had a warm and productive conversation about Britain and Canada's future relationship. Carney confirmed that Canada would ratify the UK's accession to the Comprehensive Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership in the autumn. So that's this massive Pacific trade deal. And they agreed to set up what they described as a joint task force to, quote, turbocharge progress on other areas of mutual benefit, unquote. So let's have a quick look at what they were talking about. So trade and semiconductors was at the top of the list. But aside from that, they announced quantum to develop secure transatlantic communications based on quantum technologies. That's because the Chinese have done this first, so they've decided they want to get on this bandwagon, allowing us to connect our national systems and lay the groundwork to create a truly global next generation network with application across our financial and telecoms sectors. Does that make you feel good, Brian?
No.
Good. The next one on the list is digital. And they said that this was to mutually reinforce nation-building digital public infrastructure. So that's fantastic too. Next came artificial intelligence, which is, they say, all about deepening and exploring new collaborations on frontier AI systems to support our national security. So this is actually about national security. It's not about anything else. They mentioned an organization, a company called Cohere, which is the Canada-based Google-founded AI startup, which both Canada and the UK have memoranda of understanding with. They then talked about biomanufacturing, which is all about strengthening collaboration to deliver economic growth and be better prepared for future health emergencies. So they're sticking with the policy agendas as hard as they can here. Critical minerals, again, attempting to sideline China. So this is all about finding them, mining them, and so on, and all about infrastructure, production and processing capabilities. And they had a whole section on enhanced defense and security, including continued support for Ukraine, of course, intelligence sharing, cybersecurity, and border security. Now, this was all done in the run-up to the G7 meeting, which also began yesterday in the Canadian Rockies. This is not going to be the usual formality this time. There'll be no joint communique. There'll be fewer roundtable meetings in favor of one-on-one meetings, all, at least as far as the mainstream press is concerned, to get some consensus for what comes next. There are going to be extra attendees there with leaders from, Modi is coming from India. There's going to be leaders from Brazil. Zelensky is going to be there from Ukraine. There's going to be people there from Australia and from Saudi Arabia. Mark Rutte and Antonio Guterres are due to be there as well. The mainstream media is presenting this idea of no communique and all the rest as being an effort to avoid Trump getting in the way of things. And we shouldn't forget Ursula von der Leyen, because she'll be there. And of course, her main priority is consensus to maintain pressure on Russia. And she said that last week we put forward a proposal for an 18 sanctions package. I invite all G7 leaders, partners, to join us in this endeavor. And of course, that's because that's worked so far, hasn't it? Now, the summit was supposed to be about protecting our communities and the world, building energy security and accelerating the digital transition, and securing the partnerships of the future. Well, that's all been abandoned in favor of this war, of course. So, as I say, Zelensky making a celebrity appearance. As I mentioned, war with Trump over tariffs and also war with Iran. Now, while we mention Iran, the Starmer regime decided to send more aircraft to the Middle East to support Israel. Starmer has said that he sent Typhoons and air-to-air refuelers, quote, for contingency support across the region. Does that sound likely to you?
No.
No. I mean, there's not much more to say, is there? Because it's much more than contingency support. But anyway,
Yeah.
I'm going to say thanks to Patrick for sending this over to me. We've got a short video clip of former British diplomat Carn Ross, who made a statement on this. Now, if you don't know who he was, he resigned from the Foreign Office after the Iraq War. But let's have a listen to what he said about this deployment to the Middle East from Stamer.
Hi, I'm Carn Ross. I was head of Middle East policy at the UK mission to the UN. I was also head of the Israel-Palestine desk in the British Foreign Office. Keir Starmer has just decided to send British military assets to the Middle East, presumably to join the Israel-Iran conflict on Israel's side. Couple of things about this. First of all, Israel's attack on Iran was illegal under international law. It is not legal under the UN Charter to attack other countries unless you yourself have been attacked, i.e. self-defense, and Israel was not attacked. Secondly, to join a conflict, i.e. expand the number of countries who are part of that conflict, is of course escalatory. Starmer has repeatedly said he wants to de-escalate the conflict. Actions speak louder than words. Britain is contributing to the escalation of the Iran-Israel conflict. Thirdly, of course, we shouldn't forget Gaza. The UK government, under Starmer, is complicit in Israel's commission of war crimes in Gaza and perhaps even genocide by the deliberate starvation of the Palestinian population. There should be a public inquiry into this complicity.
Now, the only thing that I might challenge him on there is the idea of a public inquiry, because as we're making the point today, these things have a tendency to be there in order to cover up more than anything else. But I don't know if you've got any thoughts on what he said.
Well, I think it's obvious. Something that I saw at the end of last week was that one of the key spokesmen for Labour Friends of Israel was actually saying that Netanyahu's position was untenable and he should be removed. So I think there is dissent in the Labour Party, but of course Keir Starmer has installed himself as a dictator, really, Mike, which is the key part of the problem. Okay, let's just have a break from Israel for a moment. And what do we want to say to our audience? A huge thank you to everybody who's recently joined up as a member. Utterly brilliant. We've had a number of people joining us over the last few weeks. We've had donations, some quite generous donations, and we've had some lovely letters and emails telling UK Column how much you appreciate what we do. This is such a huge boost to us. But if you're watching in UK or you're elsewhere in the world and you're not yet a member, then please go and visit the website. And this is the area you need to go to. Click here to support our work. And of course, that'll lead you through how to join as a member for a monthly donation or annual, or you can take out a lifetime membership or buy something from the shop. Bottom left on screen, I love CO2. What a sensible thing that is. And those badges, very popular. Visit the UK Column shop if you'd like to purchase one of those. But overall, I want to say that huge amount of material on the UK Column website, often more than we can keep up with. But do visit, have a look. Share the articles and please promote the column, because it's your financial support that keeps us going. So if you're not a member and you like what we're doing, please sign up and not only help us keep going, help us expand. Now, we have been asked for more details on the UK Column on location in York. We're going to tease you at the moment because we're going to keep exactly what we're going to do under wraps for a little while longer. But suffice to say, this is a fantastic location. So the event will be on Saturday, the 18th of October. We're very much looking for a full house, because if we can achieve that, then we are absolutely dedicated to give you what you've all been asking us for, which is a weekend event on the 20th anniversary of UK Column in 2026. So watch out for more details on this really good event. Now, I got Well, I got summoned for an interview by Ben Rubin a few days ago. There was a lot happening with the UK column studio. So Ben wisely said, let's go on to Dartmoor in the rain and the mist and the clag, where I will interview you. So we had an informal chat. I was interrogated by Ben Rubin, and we covered a lot of information in quite an interesting environment. So join us for that. That'll be going out at 1 o'clock tomorrow. Now, Diane, you've also flagged up the Scottish People's COVID-19 Inquiry Conference. Can you tell us a little bit more?
Yeah, sure. So this is a reflection by Professor Richard Ennos, who's the chair of Common Knowledge Edinburgh, who organized this event, which we held back in February. I'm also on the executive committee for Common Knowledge Edinburgh, and I spoke on the media lies and the media campaign that went on at the time in 2020. And I just want to say that one of the most important things that he highlights in this article, which will be part of the series, we've got all of the talks from the conference from other people as well who spoke on the day, and including the statistics that actually proved, according to the information itself, that in Scotland there was no pandemic and there was no COVID as we were told that there was. So there's some very important information in those videos, and I would urge everyone to watch them and share those as well. These thoughts from Professor Ennos are very, very interesting. And the next questions that we need to be answering, as he says in the article, is who needs to be held to account to what happened in Scotland and, of course, around the world, and what do we do about it?
Excellent. Thank you for that. Also tonight, we've got Germ Warfare going out, What Happened to Journalism, with Lara Logan. That's at 7 o'clock. Really interesting series, and Germ doing some really good work with UK columns. So if you haven't seen any of that before, log in tonight at 7. And also, we want to remind people that June 26th to the 29th is the Sounds Beautiful Festival in Wimborne, Dorset, and we will see you there. More details on that in the coming days. Now,